Right, so I kind of get you probably don't want to see this on £5 and you want to see it on 35, but this is how it came to me. I will put it on 35 because I have got the decal kit in it, which is good news. Just quick story behind it. So I went to Stoke-on-Trent last Monday for it, and when you buy a Barcrest, an MP5, you don't expect problems really. And the seller said it was fully working, but for the price that I paid for it, I kind of expected issues anyway. Has got a notey on it, although I would imagine that's obsolete. I'm not even interested in it, to be honest with you. And it was a great game on 35, this as well. But when I got it back, because I didn't bother test it, I just saw it worked when I was there. I don't really mess about with them too much. I can't be asked. I'm going to sort them out anyway, aren't I? So none of the buttons worked at all. So pretty much all of these were just doing absolutely nothing, and a couple of these were doing a little bit of something, but they were pretty much doing now. And it's just the design flaw with this button type. We'll tag a little video onto the end of this that just sort of talks through how I fixed it. But essentially, I think what happens to the button, the micro switch on the button over time, is that it kind of almost gets pressed down a little bit, or it just doesn't make proper contact unless you can push it a bit harder. So when I had the micro switches out of the housing, they were absolutely fine, no problem, no issue at all. They work. I had the door sellotaped shut, and I was just obviously just pressing the actual switches, and they were fine. And I was fine, all but about 4 which weren't. The ones that weren't, David said to me from Real Fruits, had said it could be dry joints. I have just buzzed out all of the solder this morning, and it seems to have cured the other ones, which was good news. But yeah, I mean, the ones that were working were like dead lethargic, and a lot of them just weren't doing anything at all. Anyway, I've got it to a playable state, so there's 1 or 2 buttons on here that don't actually work still, but most of it is now pretty much as it should be, and I'll probably be able to sort the other 2 out. Machine's incredibly good condition as well. It is really good, and I got it off an old boy, so he was like, and by old boy, no detriment to him, but he must have been 80 if he was a day, and he was into like retro pinballs and stuff, and they were really cool. And he said he bought it and he'd never played it, and I assume he actually couldn't play it because of the buttons, even if he'd wanted to. It wasn't updated. Another bit of headaches. It's got an SR5i in it. Nobody I know does SR5is, so I ended up just buying one, already done. So I've got an old mech now, which I'll end up just banging on eBay or whatever and just getting rid of. But I'm sure somebody who updates them will end up buying it off me for next to now and doing it up. But yeah, it's just one of them things. Anyway, so yeah, so I will tag on the video at the end that shows you how I managed to solve the button issue. It's just really bad, and people have said to me a lot of these cabs suffer from this exact same fault where the buttons just become unresponsive, and you know, I've managed to basically fix it for nothing as well, which is good news. And like I said, I kind of get you guys don't want to see me playing this on £5. You've all seen me play Dave's at Real Fruits on £5, haven't you? So I will bang the decals in, and I will do a proper video and try and chase out the 105 top. Just a question for everybody. I'm adamant I played a couple of these on 25. It's 2006 this, so 2006, and it comes in 2 different cabinets. A red cabinet, which isn't nowhere near as nice looking as his cab, or it's the same cab, but obviously red colour, and it comes in black as well. Looks really cool like this, and this is how I kind of remember them as well. So it'd be interesting to know if people do say, oh yeah, I played the odd one on 25. I'm certain I did. But yeah, it was a really good conversion at 35 anyway, because they like to do a 105 top, which is pretty good, pretty handy for a profit, and I often found them going all the time anyway. It was one of my favourite reds, this. I loved it. Great game, good artwork, etc, etc. So we'll give it a go. You're going to have to forgive the blue when you look on that, the blue, because I've had to kind of paint bulbs at the moment, and they're not the proper blue, and they don't look that great, to be fair, but some of them are fine. Anyway, so let's play some slots, because that's what we're really here for, innit? Oh, by retro pinballs, this guy had like retro, like 1950s and 60s, like not like retro as in the sort of stuff that we see these days. It was pretty cool what he had, to be honest. Again, anybody says you can do this with one hand, fair play to you, and a camera in your hand. I can't. It's a shocking setup anyway. Just bear with me 1 second. See how my blues are kind of, not really blue, they're still half white, aren't they? They look a little bit better when I'm looking at them than they do for a camera, but they're not great. There's nowhere to gamble that 6 in the wild. Considering I know it's happy, it's playing like a cop. It won't stay on £5 for very long, unfortunately. It'll be going to 50 to 35 today. Can't half murder credits when it wants to, can't it? That's not a great setup either, is it? Feel free to not gamble out. Oh, crying out loud. It's just number runner after number runner, isn't it? I will go. I think it's on 78%. I might have a little mess with the percentage, but I don't want to mess with it too much because you get extra 6%, don't you, if you swap stakes on them. It just makes it too happy or too easy. Thanks to Wayne for the bulbs. So Wayne Marshall sent me that many bulbs that I managed to rebulb this and Casino Crazy. And I've got enough left over probably to rebulb another machine if I wanted to. So thank you, Wayne. Miles away on that reel. sure everybody's looking forward to a week's time when all of the arcades reopen. It's been a long time in coming now. My only bugbear with these was when that reel started slipping out on them. They could be an absolute nightmare when the reel slipped out. And it was pretty commonplace as well. I'm sure a few people remember it. That reel was the same sort of deal on some of the Deal or No deals as well, wasn't it? Where it did exactly the same thing on them. And they were just such a pain in the arse when they spun out. I missed it. Wasn't really overly concentrating, but I still should have hit that. Maybe it's worked out for the best. Again, you're going to have to bear with me. I think it's blues this time. Fancy repeating. Another number runner, just in case we were bored of number runners. Yeah, you can watch me do this one, look, because I don't need to do anything. Hey, repeat. It's already better than Dave's. Dave's hardly ever repeats. Right, I'll have one more board, I think, and then we'll call this video a draw. Because I feel like I've teased you for long enough. I bet I don't get as many number runners than 35. Still plenty of life in it. I mean, to be fair, I probably span off. I probably span off about 30 quid's worth of credits without even looking at it. Just literally just testing switches. That's dead. That's dead. Pushed my luck a little bit too far with a gamble. There were 12 nudges. Oh, why don't you give us features when we want it? That'll be mixed, will it? Don't matter, I'm going to do that anyway. Features? I hit ice picker. That's not ice picker, is it? Brilliant, you're going to ice picker now, aren't you? Oh, no, you're not. That's absolutely gash. That's like about 5 off. To be fair, I'm not getting down on it. I'll stop at £3 as well. Oh well, it hasn't. Maybe I should just stop trying to hit Whirlwind. It seems to be better than actually trying. At some point, I'll actually practice a few skills. Might come in handy. Problem is, like, when you're back at work, I'm not even really looking at my machines. Sure, I said one more board. Blues are close. Still there then. Wouldn't have let me up with blues 4 nudges away if it wasn't there. Although I knew it would be still there, to be honest with you. Right, we'll call it a draw for the time being. And hopefully next time you see Vortex, it'll be on 35. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. That's super glue, don't get too excited. Don't know if anyone's had this with MPU5 buttons, this style button. So if you have a look at that button there, it comes on the later MPU5s. So this is for my Vortex. I'll probably tag this onto a video. I just thought it might be interesting because it might save people a lot of hassle breaking machines because they can't fix it or not being able to get hold of these buttons. The buttons work. So my Vortex currently, if you can see, has got everything hanging down there inside it. At the moment, what's happening is when I press a button, when it's, as you can see, that it thinks the door's shut and there's money in it at the moment, but when I press a button, they actually press this in. So if I press that in, it works. When I put it back into the housing, it doesn't, and it has affected every single one of the buttons. Now, I thought it was a loom issue at first. I've checked everything, and it's not a loom issue. What I've ended up doing is I've got some very thin in my toolbox cable ties. Let's get your focus right. Got some very, very thin cable ties, and that bit there is just about thin enough. Now, the first two I did, I used a different, thicker cable tie, and what I've actually done, you can see, is a bit of free advertising for Gorilla. Got some Gorilla super glue gel. You can use Loctite. I actually prefer Loctite. I just couldn't get any. I've just literally cut a little bit off, and as you can see there, is it quite focused? I've just glued it onto the end, and it's gone from the buttons being completely unresponsive and when they're in housing to working again. And there's nothing actually wrong with them. Now, I have got 4 that I think are faulty, which I've got sat on the side, which I can't do anything with. And all I've done as well is I've just sprayed a little bit of WD-40 down inside them as well, just to free them up a little bit. But there's a nice little easy fix for anybody that's struggling with buttons that are unresponsive on the later MPU5s. Like I said, that'll be tagged onto a video, but enjoy, guys.